we talk about those who provide the best support and service to those who depend on our expertise and resources, our customers. And that is consistent with our theme and the Acting Undersecretary's theme of putting people first. So that includes our customers too. This year we'll present 6 service awards, the first of which goes to the Headquarters OCFO Human Capital Strategy Team. Team, please rise as Burl Randall accepts on the team's behalf. This team persevered a total of 4 years to design the first human capital strategy for the DHS CFO community. They worked hard to implement 15 initiatives designed to ensure DHS CFO puts its people first and makes it a workplace of choice. 61 people have graduated from their leadership programs and make CFO better every day. On behalf of the CFO, thank you to the Workforce Development Division in CFO. Our next service award recipient is CBP's Financial Policy Administration and Integration Team. Edgar Aviles is accepting on behalf of himself and teammate Teresa Smith. This dynamic duo revitalized the CBP Financial Policy Program and created the CBP Office of Finance Policy Administration and Integration Team. Congratulations to Edgar and Teresa. The next recipient is FEMA's Watermark Financial Report Team. Team members, please rise as Clinton Horrigan accepts on the team's behalf. This team created, cleared, and published the first ever Watermark Financial Report in 2018. The report provides one location to find direct insight into the National Flood Insurance Program and saves the federal government and the government enterprise numerous work hours for inquiry, response, and clearance. Fantastic show of leadership on the part of the team. Thank you. The next recipient of the service award is the DHS Specialized Cost Services BPA team. Team members, please rise as Travis Winstead accepts on the team's behalf. This BPA delivers a streamlined and consistent application of cost estimating and analysis across DHS. The BPA shortens development cycles for cost estimates by up to 50% and saves DHS money. Congratulations and thank you. The next recipient of the service award is FEMA Records Maintenance Team. Team members, please rise as Doris Lee accepts on your behalf. Fiscal year 2018 saw one of the worst disaster seasons in history, with 3 major hurricanes impacting millions of Americans. The OCFO at FEMA Records Maintenance Team processed over 44,000 records. Although the team had a heavy workload and was short-staffed, they were able to process the requests in a timely manner for FEMA to accomplish its mission in support of disaster survivors in heavily damaged areas. Thank you for your leadership to the team. The final recipient of the service award is FEMA's Travel Services Team. Team members, please rise as Rebecca Pavone accepts on your behalf. The Travel Service Center team works tirelessly to ensure disaster response employees are supported during the travel process and enable responders to focus on disaster response. Their commitment to FEMA travelers and the FEMA mission throughout the entire travel management process are clearly demonstrated by the volume and quality of service they provide. Congratulations and thank you. Our next category recognizes exemplary performance of senior leaders, supervisors, and employees. It also covers partnership, ingenuity, and innovation, career achievement, and meritorious service. Let's begin with our senior executives and leaders. Good executives lead by example, using their rank and position to better serve others. When it comes to the core value of leadership, these 3 individuals were extremely deserving and made a difference every day. First up is Pam Miller of CBP. Pam Miller stepped up and took on a major executive leadership role as the acting executive director for financial operations, while concurrently providing continuity and direction to the person fulfilling the role of the acting director of the National Finance Center. Her leadership of nearly 300 personnel and billions of dollars in expenditure and revenue made her truly invaluable. Great work, Pam. The second recipient is Bruce Rayno of CWMD. Mr. Rayno is cited for leading the federal staff and contractor support of the CWMD Budget Office during the creation and implementation of the new organization, demonstrating superior organizational skills and leadership during a time of uncertainty and the need for meticulous oversight. Congratulations, Bruce. A key goal of our CFO human capital strategy is to grow leaders, and these next two awardees have met that criteria. Congratulations first to Lee H. Jones, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Coast Guard. Lieutenant Commander Jones couldn't be here today, but accepting on his behalf is Mark Rose. Did you know that the Coast Guard facilities in Puerto Rico, Florida, Texas, Guam, and Hawaii were damaged by hurricanes severely, hurricanes and typhoons in 2017 and 18. In response, Lieutenant Commander Jones and his staff spearheaded support for one of the largest ever deployments of damage assessment teams and facility repair teams. Through his leadership, the Coast Guard was able to reopen critical economic and national security waterways across the southeast region of the U.S. At times, Lieutenant Commander Jones and members of his staff performed their duties even while evacuating themselves and displaced from their own homes. Thank you for your leadership, Lee. Our next outstanding supervisor is Wendy Smoot of FEMA. Ms. Smoot's commitment to travelers and the mission were demonstrated through her excellent leadership and customer service in the FEMA Travel Payments and Audit Team. She worked tirelessly to ensure the efforts of her team contributed to FEMA's overall success for disaster response efforts. Outstanding work. Thank you, Wendy. Our final outstanding supervisor is Lieutenant Commander David McLaughlin, U.S. Coast Guard. Commander McLaughlin and his team at the Coast Guard Finance Center reduced interest penalties by 45% in fiscal year 2018 and achieved a 98% on-time payment rate with 99.97% accuracy. Commander McLaughlin managed these accomplishments by empowering his people. He made sure they got training, mentoring, and access to cutting-edge analytics, and we're grateful for that. Outstanding work, Commander. Thank you. Our Outstanding Employee Award recognizes non-managerial, non-supervisory employees who have gone above and beyond to improve the department's management and operations. Our first awardee is Heather Compton of FEMA. Heather's exceptional leadership, analytical skills, and initiative as financial analyst for FEMA's Disaster Readiness and Support Account promote efficiency of financial operations, providing timely disaster response, responsive customer service, and effective program oversight. Thank you, Heather. Our next awardee for the Outstanding Employee Award is Angela Norwood of TSA. Angela, okay. Are you here to accept on her behalf? Okay, thank you. Chris Smith of TSA is going to receive the award on Angela's behalf. Talk about late breaking news. During During a year of continued budget uncertainty due to 5 continuing resolutions and changing requirements, Ms. Norwood developed budget strategies that went significantly beyond just managing the funds within base and provided innovations in relating the budget to the changing requirements which TSA faced. Thank you, Angela. Our final outstanding employee to be recognized is Austin McCreary of Headquarters OCFO. In performance of Austin's duties as the contracting officer's representative of a data center support contract, Austin identified discrepancies in the total contract value, met with the contractor's leadership, and negotiated approximately $3 million in savings to the department. Austin's proactive hard work demonstrates an extraordinary commitment to his team, to CFO, and to DHS. Great work, Austin. Our Partnership Award. Mission success often hinges on our ability to reach across and sometimes outside the department. The Partnership Award is presented to individuals or groups outside the DHS financial community for substantial contributions to the CFO mission. The first of our 3 recipients is CBP's Emergency Response Improvements Team. Please rise, team, as Andrew Lieberman accepts on the team's behalf. The collaboration between CBP's Office of Finance and Office of the Chief Counsel is a model for other DHS components. Their partnership was instrumental in ensuring prompt and proper decision-making regarding high-visibility items and disbursements exceeding $9 billion. Great work to the team. Our second recipient is the Office of the General Counsel for DHS. Please rise as Susan Mathias accepts on the team's behalf. The Office of General Counsel has done an incredible job of providing legal advice and support to effectively and efficiently address a myriad of complex and oftentimes sensitive issues. Their work led to better informed leadership decisions and delivering quality audit support services. Congratulations, OGC. Our final recipient is CBP's Office of Trade, Regulatory Audit, and Agency Advisory Services. Please rise as Robert C. McMillan accepts on the team's behalf. Since the inception of the partnership in which CBP field office auditors perform compliance audits of the TSA September 11th security fee, the partnership has identified over $53 million in fees that were not remitted to TSA. The partnership helps TSA regulate over $4 billion in annual revenue and saves TSA over $100,000 in personnel costs annually. Congratulations, TSA. Congratulations to the team. I beg your pardon. The Frontier Award for Ingenuity and Innovation. In 1920, historian Frederick Jackson Turner wrote, and I quote, "Dominant individualism, restless, nervous energy, these are the traits of the American frontier," unquote. These 2 award winners are financial frontiersmen who carry on the American tradition of ingenuity and innovation. First, I'd like to call to the stage Commander Chad Brick of the U.S. Coast Guard. Commander Brick created a tool called the Coast Guard Common Core, a web-based workflow management app that has standardized, streamlines, and supplements the Coast Guard's aging financial management system. Among other things, this tool enables the Coast Guard to better monitor the effectiveness of its own procurement and financial decisions. Congratulations, Commander. Our next award recipient is Andres dos Santos Ramirez of TSA. Mr. Ramirez implemented a web-based solution tool to process, track, and report on unassisted interagency agreements. TSA successfully implemented the tool and has received several commendations for ease of use and much faster processing. Outstanding work. Thank you. Our next winner is the Unified View of Investments Dashboard team. Please rise as Katie Geyer-Noriega of the Cost Analysis Division at CFO accepts on your behalf. The UVI dashboard provides consolidated, authoritative data to DHS leaders for informed acquisition and resource decisions. The UVI team went through over 950 contract entries and identified errors, which brought a misalignment rate down from 70% to 7%. Outstanding work. Our next winner is the FEMA Reinsurance through Insurance-Linked Securities team. Team, please rise as Andy Neal accepts on the team's behalf. Most of the time in the CFO world, we don't want to hear the words creative accounting. In this case, the FEMA Reinsurance team members were not only creative, they were trailblazers. For the first time in the history of the National Flood Insurance Program, FEMA secured reinsurance directly backed by capital market investors. This distributes insurance risk among several organizations, better protecting the insured and the taxpayer to the tune of billions of dollars of risk now and in the future. Thank you to FEMA and the team. Our next winner is another team from FEMA, the Spend Plan Reporting Integrity Tool team. Please rise, team members, as Melanie Gabbard accepts on the team's behalf. The Spend Plan Reporting Integrity Tool team, or simply the Sprint team, developed and implemented a new and substantially improved product for developing spend plans across appropriations into one comprehensive database. This new process will enable agency leadership to have a holistic understanding of our budget and true activity-based budgeting and program execution. The development and implementation of this product will save over $1 million in contractor costs, plus uncalculated man-hours through automation and leveraging use of agency resources. Thank you to the team. Our final winner is the Coast Guard Property Administrator Centralization Team. Please, team members, please rise as Chief Warrant Officer John Heath accepts on the team's behalf. As you know, DHS is the only large federal agency required by law to achieve a clean internal control audit opinion. Isn't it nice to have a challenge? The Coast Guard's Property Administration team certainly thinks so and is helping us to address it. This team consolidated and took on the property administrator function for 335 Coast Guard units across 5 Coast Guard districts. This team's progressive thinking improves property management for DHS and puts us in a better position to earn that clean internal control audit opinion. Thank you to the team and to the Coast Guard. Now the Heritage Award for Career Achievement. The Heritage Award recognizes staff who have dedicated their careers to outstanding financial management and stewardship, both internal and external, to DHS. The first of our 2 recipients is CBP's Cindy Tetro. Cindy's exemplary 33-year career of selfless leadership and dedicated service had led to advancements, modernization, and sustainment of CBP's administrative and financial management systems. Ms. Tetro significantly contributed to the numerous achievements of CBP and the DHS financial operations mission as a result. Congratulations, and thank you, Cindy. Our second winner is John Nicholson of the U.S. Coast Guard. Unfortunately, Mr. Nicholson couldn't join us today, but accepting on his behalf is Mark Rose. Mr. Nicholson saved the Coast Guard and DHS more than $50 million through creative technical solutions and refined natural leadership ability. Mr. Nicholson has elevated the Coast Guard's financial audit success results and has provided advice and counsel to 7 government agencies hoping to replicate Coast Guard's success. That's outstanding work. Thank you, John. Our final award in this category recognizes meritorious service, specifically contributions to the DHS mission that demonstrate distinctive character. These next recipients did just that. Our first award recipient is Deborah Chen of CBP. Ms. Chen developed and implemented new processes to plan, monitor, and control the allocation of resources while under continuing resolution guidance. Her work improved the timeliness of allocation of resources to critical operations, reducing the amount of time needed to put funding in place by 50%. That shows great leadership. Thank you, Deborah. Our next Meritorious Service Award is presented to FEMA's Development of Tier Adjustment Tool team. Team, please rise as Rebecca Krause accepts on your behalf. This team developed the Tier Adjustment Tool to streamline and improve the accuracy of FEMA's financial reporting. Their efforts dramatically increased efficiencies in preparing the tier for submission by reducing the amount of manual effort needed by staff to produce the file. Thank you, FEMA. And now the moment that we've all been waiting for, the CFO Exceptional Service Award is presented to an individual or team that provides extraordinary and sustained financial management service. This year, we have one recipient, an individual who was not told of this award and who, in fact, had to make a couple of sacrifices just to be with us today. Our individual awardee for the Exceptional Service Award is an outstanding communicator and motivator. He possesses a unique ability to speak in a clear and concise manner while maintaining a positive and good-humored nature that is so critical to effective leadership. He shares information, encouraging an organizational environment that values communication. He is a leader who gets results. This has led to a better audit and internal controls position for ICE and the department, and very high morale among his team. He is a great role model who displays exceptional leadership by sharing information and fostering innovation. He makes everyone around him better, which is exactly what helps our ICE and broader DHS financial community achieve exceptional results. And so I give you this year's recipient of the CFO Award for Exceptional Service to Jeffrey Nibel of ICE. Jeffrey, on behalf of your component, the department, and the entire CFO community, it's our pleasure to present you the CFO Exceptional Service Award. We know you'll continue to shine bright and make us proud. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor, thank you. It's my honor to welcome our acting CFO, Stacy Marcotte, who'd like to share some final thoughts. Okay.
Thank you, Phil. Excellent job. One more round of applause for all of our award winners here. So before we wrap up the ceremony, I want to recognize one more person for his contributions to the department. Chip Fulgham, I thought you would be around here forever. I honestly did. Maybe it was just hope, but he's leaving us on Friday, and I wanted to share a few words about what Chip has meant to our community. When we talk about leadership, there is no one who exemplifies it more than Chip. His sustained, extraordinary commitment, sacrifice, and achievements have been remarkable in support of this department, and especially in support of the CFO community. We'll describe some of those here in a minute, but I just wanted to recognize his leadership and absolute commitment to his people. People matter. And he has made that real to me more than any other person in the world. I hired Chip to be the budget director for the Department of Homeland Security. I'd like to say I had a small influence in getting him to the CFO position when I was the Deputy Secretary's Chief of Staff at the time. I fought for you. And he'd later be appointed serve as the Deputy Undersecretary for Management, the acting Undersecretary, the acting Deputy Secretary, and maybe for a smidge, right during the transition, the Secretary.
She will say.
And if Chip's legacy at DHS will be, obviously, his prioritization of people. As he has said many times, it all starts with people. People matter, and he embodies that. He backs it up with his actions, with his investment, with his time, with the resources, with his dedication and drive and support of the Workforce Development Division for our line of business, and ultimately for all the lines of business, because the most important thing to getting the mission done is the support they get to do it. And you guys do it every day. So other agencies and departments and components look to us for how we've grown our workforce now. And I'm extremely proud of how well you have served this department, Chip. His courageous and motivational approach to leadership is focused on mission outcomes, but he understands equally about leading with compassion and caring for people. And those are the foundations for performing our mission. So, we would like to recognize you, sir, with the CFO Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best.
Acting Undersecretary for Management Chip Fulgham is recognized for distinguished and meritorious service encompassing his entire 6.5-year tenure at DHS. First as the DHS Budget Director, then as, yes you do. They're going to listen, I think you need to stand there. Okay. First as the DHS Budget Director, then as Chief Financial Officer, later as Deputy Undersecretary for Management. Mr. Fulgham's made a number of enduring contributions that strengthened how DHS supports its 22 components, 240,000 men and women, in our global efforts to secure the homeland. His achievements included an unprecedented 6 consecutive clean financial audits. He spearheaded the creation of the Common Appropriations Structure that reduced the number of appropriation types in the department from 76 to just 4 appropriations, the largest such realignment of the budget authority in the last 50 years in the federal government. As the DUSM, Mr. Fulgham's vision and direct leadership drove integration of every effort among the department's 6 major lines of business: finance, human capital, IT, procurement, security, and asset management, and presided over the establishment of acquisition policies and procedures that substantially reformed the department's management of its $14 billion acquisition portfolio. There is virtually no program, asset, or person in this department of 240,000 people which his leadership has not impacted. Mr. Fulgham, it's for these reasons and more that you are now recognized for your enduring contributions to the CFO community and DHS as a whole with this special Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay, that concludes the awards ceremony. Congratulations first to all of our awardees. And I invite the teams in particular to join Stacy and Chip in room 141 for it'll be an opportunity for team photos. Volunteers will help guide you to that room. Everybody else is free to take a break. This concludes our ceremony for today, and we'll reconvene in this room to start the symposium at 10:30. Thank you so much.